Hi, it's Hans at ahappierman.com. Today's topic is, do you want to be a happier man? You're going to have to decide if you want to be or not. Most of you are not going to want to be because it's going to be too difficult. It's going to be too hard to shed society's pushing on us what is supposed to make us happy and what is not. You're going to have to take some massive action at times, and certainly you're going to have to change how you think about things in order to become happier, because it's going to take quite a bit of effort and quite a bit of mind work. For example, can you stop doing things that make you unhappy, or do you feel like you're stuck doing those things? Can you stop being married even though your wife is, and it would be obvious that you don't have a good marriage? Can you stop being married? Can you get divorced? Or do you feel stuck? Is your church telling you to not get married, or your family, or your finances, would take a huge hit? Or you just feel like it's morally wrong? Can you stop doing that? Well, if you want to be happier, you would have to do that. You would have to get divorced and move on. And you realize it will take you a long time to recover from a bad marriage. Years, not weeks, not months, years, maybe the rest of your life. Can you do that? Is your life worth it? Do you matter? If you're younger and you're not yet married, can you put that idea aside and say, I don't know if marriage makes sense anymore? Does it to men? Doesn't seem so. Doesn't even make sense to women either. But let's just go. If you want to be a happier man, you might not want to get married. Does it make sense to live with a woman? I don't know. Does it? I mean, it seems like the simple thing to live with her. You share expenses. You're there for sex all the time. She helps around the house, but will that contribute to your long-term happiness? I don't think so. I don't really think so. It seems like that long-term marriage or long-term live-in girlfriend is just a recipe for an unhappy life for both of you. Can you keep looking for a better work, or trying to start your own business, or multiple businesses, or online endeavors? Can you even quit a bad job? A lot of you can't, right? You stay in a bad job even when the evidence is pointing at it's bad, that your industry is dying. You cling to something that isn't doing anything for you. Can you shed that idea of holding on to something that isn't even good for you? Can you stop the bad habits? Can you stop smoking, or cut back? You cut back on the excessive drinking. Can you stop the excessive eating, or the eating of the wrong foods? Can you even realize that what they're saying are the good foods for us men aren't good? When the evidence shows that men need a lot of protein, a lot of meat every day, will you eat a lot of meat, eat a lot of protein every day, or will you not? Will you go vegan, or more vegetables and the wrong thing all the time? Yeah, that's your life, right? This is your life. When I was married, my wife kind of didn't want to spend any money on me for meat. She'd make meat enough for herself and the kids, or, not even her, just the kids. And I would be stuck eating something cheap, pasta or bread. And of course my health suffered, right? Because I wasn't eating enough meat. I was never, when you eat all that carbs, you don't feel well. Can you shed the idea that you should be eating tons of carbs? What about the other idea fun. You know, at a certain age, men aren't allowed to have fun anymore. Society pushes the fun away from us. We're constantly pushed away from fun. Everything fun is demonized. You know, having just smoking when you drink, you can't even do that, right? You got to go outside. And I don't even do that, but you know what I mean, right? Everything is demonized. The drinking, they've taken the fun of drinking away. The alcohol costs a tremendous amount of money, even though it's just made up of water and a little bit of carbs, right? It isn't that expensive to make. It should be much cheaper than it used to be because of the methods of producing food. It's a foodstuff. It should be cheap, like the cheapest food in a grocery store. But it isn't. It's one of the most expensive things you can buy. But you still should buy it if you need it to have fun, because fun is important to your life. Now maybe they're right. Maybe excessive drinking is hard on your health. But are you going to live forever anyway? Doesn't seem like people live forever anyway. It seems like they die at a regular clip at the normal times. Most men are dead in their 60s or early 70s. So it seems like you might want to have a little fun while you're waiting to die. The other way they do it with drinking is, you know, all the laws against the DUIs. Now, certainly, getting behind the wheel and killing somebody is a horrible thing to do. But let's just say minor vices, minor infractions shouldn't be punished so severely. And it's just frowned upon, even though the advertisers show, you know, people having a good time drinking. People don't drink that much. When you go out, there's not that many people out. It's so expensive, you don't really have as much as you really want anyway. And there's no way to get home without huge expense. So the expense has made it very difficult for a cheap vice to have a little fun. I mean, do you matter about all this stuff? Do you even care about your own life? Do you want to have fun? Do you try to have a good weekend? You put a little bit of money away for the future, but spend most of it on yourself in today, enjoying today. I don't think most of us do. I didn't. Most of my life, I rarely spent any money on myself. That's why it's such a shock now sometimes to myself to actually spend money having fun. Traveling, going out to eat, having people wait on me. Yeah, all of that is fun. It's relaxing. It's nice. I love it. When I was married, I never did those things, right? It was too expensive. You got a huge house to maintain and expensive tastes. Your wife has expensive tastes to maintain on buying stuff you don't need. You know, taking care of the man of the house, making sure he's happy wasn't a thing in those days. So you might have to keep yourself happy. Do what you need to do for your own self, for your own happiness. Do you want to be a happier man? Think about it.